So Susan Sikora just got a package delivered to her home just seconds before we began. And she is going to do a live unboxing for you folks right here on the air. She'll be returning to her seat momentarily. Here she is. She just came back from the front door where the UPS man just dropped a package. How big is this box you received? Oh, it's quite large.
And the item is in there. This is enough bubble wrap to choke a horse. Okay. One.
Okay, here it is. Nice, it looks like a cup.
Oh, no.
Hold it up so we can see it. Oh, no. Oh, no, hold it up. Hold it up. Let's see the crack. Oh. Oh, my gosh. You have to send that back.
No, for sure. Too bad because it's a nice, Oh, and it's on the inside. It's all messed up, too. But now I've got to take all this. Now I got to redo all this, right?
Now she's in a mood. She's in a mood for our program.
Too bad,
well,
but it's
folks,
a nice big mug, I have to say. And I spent too much on it, so for sure it better not have a chip on it.
Hey folks, welcome to Older and Wiser. I'm Bob Bates in Los Angeles, joined with my friend, there she is, in her lovely home in Northern California. That's Susan Sikora. Good morning, Susan.
Good morning.
So we're talking about sleep today, among many other things. How did you sleep last night?
You know, I sleep erratically.
Really? Now, you mean you were up and down? Do you have to keep going to the bathroom? Is that the problem?
Well, that's part of it, but that's once I get in bed. But when I'm watching TV, I fall asleep on the couch, and then I wake up, and then of course I think, oh, I didn't brush my teeth yet, so I gotta go. So once for some reason, toothbrushing wakes me up.
Okay, according to this survey, 2,000 adults were surveyed and asked the question, how you sleeping, basically. According to this, 43% of adults in the U.S. say they have no problem sleeping. That means the rest of us have some sort of an issue. Older people are not the group that have the worst problem with insomnia. In fact, it is actually 18 to 24-year-olds.
I was surprised at that until I thought about it a minute. And
what do you think the reason is?
Well, I think it's that they're on devices all the time, and they don't give their minds any article you read on better sleep, WebMD on down, whatever it is. I mean, doctors, they'll all tell you that you need decompress time. So you might be watching TV, that's bad enough, but they want you to stop looking at your computer screen. They want you to stop and the phone and texting. If you're texting or you get in a word war with somebody, and it's 5 minutes before you're going to, or even a half an hour or an hour before you go into bed, I think you're all jazzed up and you can't relax. And I think younger people do that more than the rest of us.
Well, and also I think during these complicated political times, it's very tempting to check in before you go to sleep with the news, right?
And most of the time when you check in, it's not like things have gotten so much better in the last 10 minutes or an hour. It's not the case. There's always something else going on.
There's nothing better than a good night's sleep, though. Boy,
that's true.
When I wake up in the morning and realize that I had slept right through from when I went to sleep to when I woke up without any interruptions, it's like a gift. It's like, wow, I feel fantastic.
Yeah, you're restored. There's magic to that, and there's good health to it as well, I think. So,
Erica Jansen is an epidemiologist at the University of Michigan School of Public Health, and she says that if people haven't fallen asleep within 20 or 30 minutes, she encourages them to get up and do something like reading or meditating or something very restful, but you got to make sure that you're outside of your bed so you're not
associated. Okay, that's where I have a problem.
Well, the idea here is that you don't associate the anxiety of sleeplessness with your bed. If you're in the bed, you shouldn't do other things besides just be restful.
Okay, but I don't want to take the lotus position on the floor meditating and then fall asleep and hit my nose on the floor,
But I have found that when I'm really having trouble falling asleep, the tossing and turning in the bed is futile. The laying in the bed in the dark, worrying about the fact that you can't fall asleep, looking at the clock, realizing it's getting later and later and you still haven't gotten any sleep, I think that's more of a problem than if you just resign yourself to the fact that, okay, I can't fall asleep. I'm going to get up for a little while. Then I lose the anxiety about the sleep deprivation, and then I get bored and I can go back to the bed.
Yeah, well, see, I don't do that. If I will maybe put the light on and read.
People often say that reading is a real way to fall asleep.
Yeah, I think so, but sometimes you can get so involved in a book if it's really good. You go through it, and then next thing you know, you're almost done, and it's like 4 a.m.
Yo, I see what you're saying. Yeah, so boring books are the key. That's the way to fall asleep.
Well, or boring subjects, or subjects that you're not that, I could do this tomorrow.
You know what I find, too? I find that when I am in a hotel, I sleep really well.
Yeah.
For a variety of reasons. I think it's quieter than it is here in my house. I figure that the security is taking care of me. And I don't have to worry if I hear a noise because somebody will take care of it. I figure that part of it is at rest. I also think that in general it's quieter in a hotel. And I have no pets in the hotel to jump on me. Do you have problems with that? In the middle of the night, your pet jumping on you?
The only problem I have is that if my little kitty cat wants to sleep on the bed, and he does every night, I'll say to him, if I wake up or he's moving or something, I'll say, want to come snuggle? He'll come up and he'll snuggle with me for a little bit. He likes that and pet me and, make a big fuss. And then he goes back to my feet.
But see, that's the thing. I mean, just because you can describe the situation tells me that you weren't sleeping during it, which means that your cat is actually disrupting your sleep.
Well, no, because if I get up to go to the bathroom, and come back, I'm the one that got up. That's fine, except sometimes my legs need to go where he's
right.
And I can't disturb him, so I have to go to the left or I have to go to the right.
Yeah, right.
And at that time, I'm awake again.
Listen, I totally get it. We've got 2 cats that got the same problem. Speaking of hotels, a survey of 2,000 Americans found that 75% of respondents felt more refreshed waking up in a hotel than at home.
For me, it's the mattress. I think their mattresses are often better. And usually I notice that when mine's starting to get a little weary. So I'm thinking, is it time for a new mattress? And, and then, of course, you can go on any website that sells mattresses, and they'll tell you, oh, you're overdue. Your mattress is old.
Oh, yeah.
15.
Mattress stores want you to buy a new one every 8 years, I think.
Yes, and only interestingly enough, only on a holiday, like Memorial Day or 4th of July. Right. And have you ever noticed this? This is I want to know. Have you ever noticed that ads for mattresses never come on postcards? They come in sealed envelopes.
Oh, interesting. I did not know that. I thought they
were selling adult films or something. I don't know. I was wondering, what's so secret? It's a mattress. Everybody's got one, hopefully.
Well, maybe they figure if the ad is in an envelope, you're more likely to read it than if you just see the card in your junk mail.
I don't know. I can tell when that mattress sale stuff is coming, and it goes right in the trash, unless I need one.
Do you do anything funny when you travel? Like, I have taken to bringing my own pillow.
I don't get this. Why would you bring your own pillow to a hotel?
Well, with COVID, it started with COVID. I started feeling like if I'm going to put my face in a pillow, I want it to be my own pillow, not somebody who was there the night before who was coughing or breathing into that pillow all night long. However, nowadays, I'm just mostly bringing a pillowcase. Apparently, a lot of people bring noise machines with them to hotels. You know, the little white noise, the thing that'll just make a hiss. Have you ever used one of those?
No.
It has the same effect as a fan, the noise from a fan. It blurs out the little creaks and stuff that happen in your house, and you just hear a steady sound. Some people really like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can see that. If it works, sure.
65% of respondents said they start to miss their own bed, feeling the separation anxiety creep in after only being away for 3 nights.
I think that's more common if you're not so much on a vacation, but a time where you go away and you visit the family and you're staying at this one's house and that one's house. I mean, to me, if I went back and visited my family, if I was in the area, I would probably, and I'd probably get noise about it, but I would probably just stay in a hotel.
Regardless of how lovely the vacation was, it's always kind of great to get back into your own place.
It's your space. It's where you can just go.
Exactly. So let's talk about God for a bit. I think this is kind of an interesting Gallup poll out recently. The belief in God has dipped to 81%, down 6 percentage points from 2017, which is the lowest since 1944.
But still high.
Exactly. 81% of people still believe in God. That does seem pretty high if it's a survey of the general population. Yeah. And in America, it's higher than in other parts of the world, apparently. In Europe, only 26% said they believed in the God of the Bible. 36% said they believed in a higher power. Power. Add that up.
You know what higher power means? Usually it means I'm not going to church anymore. And I mean, I think it's, and you know what? It's fine. If that works for you, questioning is okay. It's not a sin to question. And I think a lot of people get stuck on that, and we have to do it exactly.
Throughout the post-World War II era, an overwhelming 98% of U.S. adults said they believed in God. Imagine that. I remember growing up, the very idea of being an atheist was almost like you were a devil worshiper. Yeah, that was just a word almost you couldn't
right. And I think there are people who live good lives and maybe atheists, but they're doing the right thing. I have a friend like that, a particular friend like that, and he's constantly doing good things for people. And he would tell you he doesn't believe in God because it doesn't make sense to him. So if you use human rationalizing and human thinking, probably it doesn't necessarily add up to you. And then it becomes a matter of faith. And I guess at some point in your life, either you have that or you don't. Now, I had faith that my cup would arrive intact, and it didn't. So I don't know what happened.
Well, somewhere along the line, we have changed our attitudes about God. We went from 98% after World War II. We're down to 81%, which still seems pretty high. And Europeans are somewhere in the 50% to 60% belief in God range. So times are changing, and people are changing.
I think people question things, and as I said, I don't think that's wrong. But if you can't come up with an answer that makes sense, do you discard the whole thing, or do you say, well, maybe there's something else I need to look at, or maybe something else will reveal itself, or maybe it won't? There's more questions than answers, and if you have faith, then you say, okay, I guess the answers are there somewhere, and God is with me. And if you think, well, that was just luck, then that's not what you're going to believe.
This particular poll also found that the belief in God is higher among married people. Don't know why. It's higher among women than it is with men. I wonder what that's about. Thoughts?
Well, generally speaking, if you go back and go back and go back, when you and I were kids and when our parents were kids, more than likely it was the mother in the family that said, we're going to church.
The poll also found that 72% of self-identified Democrats said they believed in God, compared to 92% of Republicans. So quite a few more Republicans believe in God than Democrats.
Well, I would believe. I think more people. Let's put it that way. I do believe in God, but I think more people might believe in God if Congress would get some things done. That's all I'm saying.
That story comes to us from the New York Post, by the way. All right, let's move on to something fun. Sort of fun. The question here we're posing is, what is your favorite condiment? I just like to say the word condiment. Condiment. The big question is, what is a condiment? We're going to get into that in a minute. But this initial survey, we got two of them. This initial survey from a place called tastingtable.com lists the top 5 condiments. They are in order from 1 to 5. Ketchup, hot sauce, mayonnaise, ranch dressing, and mustard.
Yeah.
First of all, your reaction to those 5 thoughts.
I like mayonnaise and I like mustard, but my favorite, and I don't know if you call it a condiment, it's more of a salad dressing, but I like chunky blue cheese dressing. And literally, I have taken that, and I did it last night. I made a great big baked potato, because they're huge. They are. Have you been to the store and gotten a baked potato lately? Holy
I get those 4 at a time in a little package.
Okay. This isn't any little package. This is like,
yeah.
You pick up one
it's like
you want.
A full meal.
They're big. And so if I make a baked potato, and then what I do is I scoop out the inside, and I mix it up with a little blue cheese, chunky blue cheese dressing. Not tons, but a little. Sometimes just regular cheese will work, but it doesn't melt as quickly and as nice. And then I put it back in the shell, and then I have the whole thing I'm stuffed.
Now, what is a condiment exactly? I'm reading here from Huffington Post. Let me just read this. What defines a condiment is simply that it imparts flavor onto another food. It could be a dip, a sauce, or in some cases, a spread. We count jam as a condiment, but we don't count peanut butter, which is a spread. We count salsa as a condiment, but we don't count guacamole, which is more of a standalone dish, okay? In 2015, I guess, Huffington Post created a list of the top 20 condiments in America at that time that does not jive with what we just heard of the top 5. So I'm going to read them backwards, and I just reactions as we go. Here we go. Number 20 is ketchup. So
is it a condiment?
The ketchup fell. Yeah, this condiment fell from number 1 to number 20 in this survey.
I will just tell you one quick story. When I lived in the Virgin Islands for 6 years, way back when, and there was a guy, this was back in the 70s, and there was a guy who had, I think it was, what was his name? Was it Andy? And he had a hamburger stand on a beach, I think it was Belongo Bay, and you could get anything on a good hamburger. Caviar, crushed peanuts, you name it, okay?
Peanuts on a hamburger.
But
interesting.
He would not serve ketchup. Don't ask him for ketchup. He didn't have ketchup. In fact, he sold T-shirts that said, ketchup kills. And of course, you'd go there if you went more than once and you'd say, what's your thing with ketchup? And he said, ketchup was made to cover up bad meat.
Yes. Okay, so number 20 is ketchup. Number 19, relish, which I love. Number 18 is piccalilli. Do you know what that is?
It's some kind of cabbage and something and pickles or whatever.
Cabbage and onions and green peppers and turmeric.
Heartburn from City. Get out of here.
Yeah. Number 17, tartar sauce.
It's a little overwhelming. If you have a little bit on, I don't know. Yeah, on some like fresh seafood or something. Fish. Or it's fine. But if you can overdo it quickly.
Yeah. Yellow mustard. Always seemed kind of a waste of energy. Yellow mustard. Why not just brown mustard? It's better.
That's the one you want.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. Right, because it's too spicy. The brown mustard has got too much spice for you if you're a kid. Ranch dressing. Funny thing is, I think this ranch dressing as a condiment is kind of a new idea. People never used to put salad dressings on a sandwich.
Yeah. Well, now there's a thing too where they want to put it on pizza. There's an ad on TV. I'm delivering the pizza, and the other guy's there delivering the ranch dressing. And I'm thinking, if you need ranch dressing or any dressing on your pizza, you got to change your pizzeria.
Number 14 condiment is a fruit jam.
Well, on toast or a bagel.
Right. Wasabi
too hot.
is too hot.
Right up your nose.
It's the only condiment for, obviously, you must have that for sushi. Number 12, horseradish. Do you eat horseradish?
No.
My dad used to love it.
And, the hotter the better. And again, it's when something's too hot, like a wasabi or a horseradish, for me, the intensity of the heat is a distraction from the flavor.
Number 11 is fish sauce. By the way, have you ever smelled fish sauce without putting it into something? I don't know what that is.
I read it, and I still don't know what it is.
I wouldn't call it a condiment. It's a thing you would add into a dish. It works perfectly in a like a stir fry. It tastes great and when mixed with food, but in a hot dish. But to put it in a bowl or dip.
Where do you find that in the grocery store? What aisle? There's no.
in the Asian
Oh, okay,
food
then that's
section.
maybe an Asian condiment, and I'm not familiar with it. Hoisin, I like hoisin and soy.
Hoisin, I
Hoisin.
love hoisin. Number 10 is aioli, which is really just mayonnaise, egg yolk, oil, and
Yeah,
lemon
no,
juice.
mayonnaise alone for
And
me is, I
maybe
like my
some
mayonnaise
garlic.
clean. I don't need all that.
Unless it's mixed with pickle relish, but then that's
You
what's
know,
the other
then you
thing?
might
What's
as
it
well have
called?
a meal of condiments.
Oh, hey, that sounds
Oh,
fine. I would
I
do
think you'd
that.
be not good for the rest of the day. All I can say. I mean, a plate that's full of, mustard and relish.
Yeah, just sauces.
I'm out.
Forget about the stuff you put it on. Hoisin sauce comes in at number 9. I also agree with you. It's an Asian sauce, but it's sweet and kind of
I
savory.
think it's a
but
little less sweet
and
than
it's
plum
good.
sauce, and it's sweeter than soy sauce, and it's got a
Oh.
thickness to it. I used it when I used to make stir fry chicken.
Number 8 is soy sauce. We always have some soy
Soy's
sauce
good.
around. Not too much. Yeah,
You know
throw
what
a
you can
little
use
bit of that
soy
in there.
for too?
Barbecue
If you
sauce.
have to really rescue, if you make homemade soup and it's been sitting all day and it just tastes deadly boring, add a tiny bit of soy in there. Don't overdo it though, then you've got a salt
kick it up.
city going on.
Barbecue sauce is number
Eh, live without
7.
it.
It's a pretty standard thing. People love barbecue sauce. Sriracha. Now that my wife cannot eat food that doesn't have sriracha sauce on it. We have a big jar of it, a big
Really?
bottle of it, and she puts it on stir-fry dishes. She puts it on scrambled eggs. She puts it on literally almost every meal that we make. She has to have the sriracha by the side.
None of those last couple of things are in my refrigerator, but go ahead.
Number 5 is mayonnaise.
I've got mayonnaise.
We
I
love
always have mayonnaise. Yep.
Number 4, honey mustard. I thought that's a salad
No,
dressing.
no,
Is
that's
that
an actual kind of mustard. I know
condiment?
because I had the mustard parties, and it's a sweet mustard. It's got honey in it.
Number 3 is vinegar. You put sugar and vinegar together, you kind of create something sort of sweet.
That could be good.
and nice.
Bad
I
for
love that.
heartburn once again. I have
Yeah.
to tell you, it's not so much a condiment. It's also a very cheap and non-chemical way to clean things.
Number 2 is salsa. Salsa goes on
Salsa's
everything, they
good.
say. We always have some salsa around. And the number 1 condiment that everybody loves, according to Huffington Post, and I think we're going to have to argue with this one, but it is salt.
Salt?
Salt. I say salt is not a condiment, salt is a spice. What do you think?
I don't care.
Hey, Susan, we're out of time, so what's your final thought for the day?
I don't have much of a final thought. I just want to tell you that I really need to go to the store today or tomorrow because I'm almost out of chunky blue cheese dressing.
All right, thanks, Susan. Have a lovely week. We'll see you in a couple weeks for our next edition of Older and Wiser. For all the stuff that matters when you're 50 plus, visit us at olderandwiser.com. We'll see you next time. Bye, Susan, Sikora.
Bye-bye.